I felt, and I feel like it's this last like push before the eggs crack, and things are going to fall either right or left. For no, not really right or left. It's nothing on a political level. It wouldn't be anything like that, right or left. Oh, let me get this way. Let's see it real quick. Yeah, nothing would be not like right or left, but I mean like the wheat and the tares. We've got some really nasty souls out there that are just. I just wonder sometimes if that energy is not being like. That's what we're seeing being like pushed around, and people are just so insecure in themselves that they create issues and problems with other people that they look at. And compare themselves to, or their life or something. I don't understand it. I really don't. Like, I just never really, I never looked at life like that, I guess. And I see what's going on. A lot of people feeling insecure, so they're acting out, and they're so insecure that they're like a little chihuahua, or and they don't make a lot of sense. It's just and there's not a lot of there's not a lot of synchronizing their thoughts. Conversation is, it's like nobody's really hearing the other person. These are other things that I've noticed. They're just waiting for their next response. So as someone's sharing, say maybe one has a good intent, good heart, there's the other person on the other side that I've noticed. They're just on the take. Like, they're just so ready to be on the take and have something sly to say, or the next funny thing. And that's always kind of funny. It's just kind of funny to watch the dynamics, who's being heard and who thinks they haven't been heard, and they got to shut the other party up, or maybe like say things about in a roundabout, reach around way, cutting other people down, or in some like comparison way maybe, but they feel inadequate, so they have to do that. And then they change their scenarios. This is what I see. Instead of I don't understand why you would do it, or why you would make up any scenario. I just don't even understand it. It's kind of like, I think some of these people that do that, maybe in their insecurity or in their default mode. It's like a default mode. Maybe in their default mode, that's their survival mode, right? They're fight or flight, and they gotta fight everything and everybody. It's like kind of crazy. It's really bad energy, and I don't. Not that I don't can't handle it. It doesn't. It's kind of water off my back, but I would rather. It's kind of like a little, like the birds, and the mother can't fly away quick enough to come back and feed those birds, and they're just constantly, and then they make no sense, right? That's what it reminds me of, like hackling little chickens, and most of them are men, but there's a few women or girls. They're more like girls to me. Really lack of experience, and a lot of these people seem to be. Now, don't get me wrong. I get that we were, went through what we went through in the last 3.5, 4 years, and everybody's kind of put into a situation. But I thought the lockdowns are over. Like, don't people have their jobs, and don't they have families? And I get it, but it just seems like there's a group of people that have really nothing better to do but just be in lockdown of their own. Like, it's a self lockdown, if that makes sense. Maybe that's how I view it. But I can be going and doing my thing, but I just don't see the sharing and camaraderie. If you're going to be there, I just see it kind of ping, 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 negative. Maybe that's just me. I'm not sure, but yeah, I just don't groove with it. So I kind of I dived in about all my investigating, all of my stuff I was doing, all that opening that everybody kind of went through the thing. This is like years ago, but in my own thing. But when I finally started coming out and being aware of these channels or people, and at least I want to say like 2008, 2009, I just remember showing my dad and being like, Dad, here's the Bible. They talk about giants. They are hiding the giants with the Smithsonian. Like, I just remember, and he's like, But he listened. My dad, he was such a good guy, you know? So he listened, he got it, and he had it before he before he went over to the other end, where he's on his next journey. Um, this, he got it. And basically stating that life's been a lie and what we've been taught, and they're hiding things from us. And, you know, he bought the Smithsonian. He bought that little yellow magazine he would get at all, National Enquirer. No, not the National Enquirer. That's oh goodness. The National Geographic. So he had these books. So I was able to just little until I was 17, and then I traveled and I got to see the world. And that was my first career, was traveling and seeing the world. These exotic places and stuff I would see in the National Geographic. And I can remember my dad having those. And he never really traveled. Never smoked, never drank, just raised his kids and worked. That's just all, that was his get up and, I mean, that was his thing. I mean, nobody gets out alive, right? Just, you can only get out alive through your spirit and lift off out of plane, out of your own material realm and being. And just remember to put your armor of God on all the time, which is building your Merkaba and your strength around you, which is heavenly protection. We are given that. So you better learn how to work with it and the frequencies and energies that abound, because they will master you if you don't master it. They will put you on all kinds of stuff that will alter and put you in such a state where you're not copacetic with the essence of what this reality really is. And once you start picking up on what that is, then things just become so much easier, and you just feel so much more protected, because you're continually knowing your protected boundaries that you created. And then there's no fuss in living your life if you're doing it because you're coming correct. You're coming out of love and kind of like a child, just looking at life like, hey, where's the next step? What are we doing? You know, you can't be afraid of it. Bye.